Hello and welcome to this episode of Point-Counterpoint. As always, we are here to discuss and deliberate issues that are of concern to Goa and Goans. We are here again with an issue that deals with sons of the soil and essentially people who've been in the soil, in the waters of Goa for generations together. Carrying out one of Goa's most traditional occupations, fishing. They are not just traditional fishermen, but they are also brand ambassadors of Goan identity. They are people who took to fishing not generally as a profession, but as a way of life. And it is that which is under threat. Their lives, their livelihoods, their way of living, and the independence they had to not only feed themselves but feed the society as a whole. And when these sons of the soil, the traditional dwellers of Goa, get affected because of massive trawlers of big fishermen coming in and violating all rules and regulations with regard to fishing with powerful LED lights and others, which is not just destroying the fish, its eggs and everything in between, but cutting at the very core of Goan traditional existence, which is fishing. About 2.5 years ago, during the course of our reportage on this issue, one met Sudhakar Vittal Joshi. Is a traditional fisherman, and he was then the vice president Valley Chinchini Betu Traditional Fishermen Association. The reason I am mentioning him is because he said something which is very striking even now. And he said the relationship between the river and the communities is symbiotic. It says it is something that the fish trader will never know. They are just sharks of a different kind. They will push in more trawlers with big nets and LED lights. LED fishing is banned, but nobody stops them. Before I introduce the guests, of course, who know much more about this than I do or we do, people who are stakeholders and people who are also sufferers. At the same time, they are warriors. They are suffering and fighting. So the panel here is also consists of people who Goa should salute for their efforts in fighting this menace. I'll just mention two more points before I get into this debate. And the discussion essentially is on the fact that such illegal fishing is going on in Goa, destroying our fish, destroying the livelihoods of traditional fishermen. And there is a big fight going on legally and on the ground. We want to reflect that fight. On May 10th, 2016, the Department of Fisheries issued an order prohibiting fishing using LED lights in the state. The Union government issued an order on November 10th, 2017 prohibiting LED lights in the entire exclusive economic zone EEZ beyond territorial waters, which reflects 200 nautical miles. And the court has been hearing. I'll go straight into this debate by introducing our esteemed panelist. On my extreme right is Mr. Victor Gonzalez, ex-chairman of the Mandovi Fisheries Cooperative Society, ex-MLA, who also plays a very big part in the legislative affairs of the state even today.
Thank you.
Olens Samoy is very welcome again. Olens, General Secretary of the GRE and a traditional fighter, has been one of the leading lights of this whole movement, not only on the ground but also in court, where they are fighting a very fierce battle to win their rights back and to ensure justice is done. On my left is Premjit Sirsekar Bab. He is a trawler owner, and he is also somebody who, of course, operates trawlers in the Shapora belt, and will tell us a lot about what's happening in the North Goa scene. And last but certainly not the least is Francisco Fernandez, but better known as Pele. You know, in that belt, if you call him Francisco Fernandez, he himself might not recognize himself. So Pele we'll call him. And Pele is somebody, of course, he wears many hats, but he's a very traditional son of the soil, a traditional fisherman, who has not only been supporting the traditional fishing activities, but at the same time he's been fighting against LED fishing and big trawlers. and also is very concerned about the security of the coastal belt, which is very, very important. Okay. I will start this discussion actually with Pele. And Pele, you can please speak in Konkani. Kindly take some of the points I have said and essentially say what is the injustice being done.
देव बरें करूं. Herald TV नामका इंग आपयले. Every day is a good day, but now it's come bad days for us. आज आमी इंगा आयले ट्रेडिशनल फिशरमॅना उलोवपा. आतां पयलीं भाशेन आमगेले दोयऱ्यांक नुस्त्या ना. फाटीं 10 दीस आदीं हांव बोब मातालो दोयऱ्या नुस्त्या ना म्हूण. देवान एक दीस म्हाका इतले फिशरमॅना उरी काली म्हाका एकूच दीस बांगडो मेळ्ळो. एकूच दीस आनी मोठ सायजीचो. मागीर दुसरे दीस हांयकळ सगळे हारी गेले आनी तांकां बारीक सायज तळतळो मेळ्ळो. मागीर थिंगसो हांयको बंद. सो आमी दोयऱ्या नुस्त्या ना म्हूण बोबाड मारिता हाय. होरें पयलीं भाशेन दोयऱ्या नुस्त्या ना. पयलें भरपूर नुस्त्या पडटालें. आतां ते भाशेन मोठे नुस्त्या पडोना. लायक एग्जाम्पल कारांजाली 3 days बॅक 507 टन नुस्त्या पडलें. पूण ते नुस्त्याचे हांवें व्हिडियो चोयल्या झूम करून. तितून पितोशी, दोडयारो, मागीर ओळे इसणां पिले, मागीर खुले बाये तेसो बरो बरो स्नॅपर बी पडटाले तांकां. 5 वर्सां आदीं NIWS आमकां स्विमींग कोर्स शिकयताय थिंगा फॉर वॉटर स्पोर्ट पर्पज लायसन्स. आनी आमचे उजिरी तेम तो सेम ऑर्ड मारलो. तितून 10 टन तर नुस्त्या पड जाला. तांकां 4-5 टन मोठ नुस्त्या पितोश बी मुंज हांवें दोळ्यान चोयल्या. आनी आफ्टर 5 years पोरचो ऑर्ड चोयल जाला. देर इज ओन्ली बारीक फीश. आनी बारीक फिशाचे फिशरमॅनाक गेले पोट बोना. बारीक नुस्तें आहा तें स्क्रॅप म्हणटाय तेशको वयता. आनी तेका आमगेले 12 रुपया टू 15 रुपया किला घेताय. एक पांट्यान 10 ते 15 रुपया 10 ते 15 किल एक पांट्यान नुस्त्या वयता. तें किलोन केलें जाल्यार ओन्ली 150 ते 180 रुपीज 1 पांटे. आनी इतुले हारी मिनोत कोन हें कोन एंड ऑफ द डे 0. सेम भाशेन सुंगट. हे पाटी सुंगटूय कोणा ना. वयर नुस्त्या आनी येवपाक दिनात. सुंगट एक मनशा पडलें जस्ट 2 टन 3 टन ऑर लेस देन हाफ टन. थोड्या बाबड्यांक कांय ना. आनी हे पाटी आमकां सुंगटाची रेट दिल्या 75 रुपीज. आनी आमगेले ते माने भायले येताय. कित्याक राफ सिनी गोंयकार थोडे भिताय म्हूण आमी भायले येताय आंध्राचे. सो आमगेले तर 1 टन सुंगट जालें जाल्यार हाफ टन तांकां हाफ टन आमकां. 1 टना 75,000 रुपीज डिवायड बाय 2 35,000 रुपीज इज नथींग. आनी हे पयशे घेवन थोडे दीस आमी बायल भुरग्यां पोसपाचे ट्रेडिशनल फिशरमॅन. एंड ऑफ द डे वी आर 0.
Before I go to Olens and Victor and Penjit, one more question I need to ask. Why is this happening?
This happening from munge experience on. As I born as a traditional fisherman son, my experience, if I tell you or tell amge goinkarank, they might not believe, but true story is for me. Je yo malpoicho amgelyo कर्नाटकाच्यो, बॉम्बेच्यो, गुजराताच्यो thousands बोट येयत रावताय. आनी गव्हर्मेंटा कळे आमी पांय पडले प्लीज हे बोटी बंद करी. मुगे भावान हांवें आमगे कोलवा क्रिस्ट्यो ब्रिस्ट्यो फिशरमॅनान मुगे पर्सनल स्पीड बोट घेवन आमी 2 बोट दोनूय बेतलां पुलिसां कळे दिल्यो. एक्शन 0. आनी एक्शन घेयलाय जाल्यार आमकां कळयलें ना. ह्यो बोट्यो सेम लायक फ्यू डेज आनीक व्हिडिओ व्हायरल जालो दुसऱ्या चॅनलान. भायल्यान वचोन नोता खूंय तांकां आयकोय दवरल्यो. हांव म्हणटा गव्हर्मेंट आहा तुमी गरीब फिशरमॅन बारीक समाजांक चोवपाक जाय. तुमगे ओन बोट घेवन तांकां दवराय आनी हें बुल ट्रॉलिंग आहा तें बंद कराय. हें बुल ट्रॉलिंग तुमगे बंद जायना. कित्याक आमगे इट्स looks like our own government, our own fishery department is helping them. आमगे एको प्रश्न आमकां बुल ट्रॉलिंग आहा तें भायल्यो बोटेन वताय तें बंद कराय. ना जाल्यार तुमकां जायना जाल्यार हो कॉन्ट्रॅक्ट म्हाका दियाय. हांव मुगे बोट घेवन दोन दाखयता लायक हाव यू गिव डिस्ट्री फॉर लायफ गार्ड आनी हुंच कंपनी बीच क्लिनिंग तुम टॅक्सी ड्रायव्हरांक या कोण ओला म्हूण टँक दिला लायक दॅट यू गिव मी दॅट एजन्सी एंड आय विल कॅच ऑल द गोवा आउटसायडर बोट एंड शो द गव्हर्मेंट हे मुगेली कापोस्ताद हांव कोण दाखयता कित्याक दोयरो इज माय फॅमिली आय एम नॉट स्कॅर्ड टू कॅच आउटसायडर बोट.
Okay, Olens, though I'll coming to Pele. Of course, Pele Bab is the warrior and he wants to catch everybody out, which is a very good sentiment. But the point here is ultimately there has to be a proper policy and a process. What we find here is that from 2016 and 2017 onwards, there has been a clear violation, and at least you have been on this discussion at least 2 or 3 times when we have taken it up. Every time we meet, the same issue happens. And unfortunately, and this is a quote by Agnel Rodriguez himself, he actually said the violation of the ban on bull trawling or pair trawling equipped with generators and LED lights in territorial waters and EEZ still continues unabated. Due to the negligent use of these destructive gears by a handful of purse seine owners, it's totally destroyed the nursing grounds. The point here is that is the government actually supporting the violators at the cost of traditional fishermen?
See, today I will not only speak as the General Secretary of GRE or the National Fish Workers Forum,
Okay.
but also as a concerned citizen and as a fish eater and a person who cannot afford to buy fish also on all this sector. Now, since if you see the main culprit and the main failure is from the department and especially from the director Sharmila Mandir. Now, 2016, Goa was the first state to ban LED light fishing.
Correct.
Subsequently, because we could not adhere to implement the ban, we said then there was argument that let's ban it in EEZ also, because outside boats are coming and using LED light in our waters. So we banned it in EEZ also. Now
Correct.
it is banned all over India.
Correct.
But sadly, till date, since 8 years, not a single LED light boat is been caught by the fisheries department on its own. They have caught few, 2, 3, which the fishers, traditional fishers itself, bought and gave it to them in their hand. But now what is happening is because of this. Because of this, now if you see, there is huge consequences which is taking place. Now if you see the studies, there are several reports which are coming. There is report by Netfish, Ampeda, that there is 59% of fish catch. Central Marine Fisheries of Institute, they are saying also there is 54% or drop of fish catch. Shoto, which is called a state fish, is not to be seen. Why is the department declared it as state fish? Then you do something to protect it. So there is no vigilance. Even every year we have been going to the fisheries department, submitting memorandums after memorandum, be it fisheries department, be it fisheries minister, or be it the CM of Goa. We have been submitting every year memorandum, and there has been no implementation on ground. Finally, we were desperate and we went to the High Court in 2020.
Right.
So now we are hoping that the Honorable Court will take this issue on a serious note and give justice to the traditional fishers and to every fisher of this country, because today if you see the director very shockingly has filed an affidavit in the High Court, that is on 18 July 2024, stating that she wants 60 to 150 kVA of generator for the safety of the boats.
Correct. And you all have objected to it. I was about to come to, but good you raised it.
So
Yes.
now this is something astonishing,
Right.
because this director,
Huh.
how she can justify that 150 kV of generator is used for the safety of crew, when you itself are not following any rules,
Right.
In terms of the Marine Shipping Act.
Right.
If you go in the details of the Marine Shipping Act,
Right.
there are several guidelines need to be adhered by the boat owner.
Right.
If I go to that, not a single boat is qualified to go into the sea.
Correct.
So this kind of attitude of the fisheries director and the department, I think sooner or later it is going to, that this department will be shut, which is already taken over by casino. I think this will become a casino department in the few months or years to come ahead.
Right.
So it's high time that the government of the state should first of all act on this director, because we are making allegation that because of this director there are almost 230,000 boats registered all over India. Now imagine if each and every boat use 150 kV of generator. So they will completely exploit the ocean of this country.
Right.
And ultimately the biggest losers of this country will be the fishers itself.
Correct.
Because there are unfortunately handful commercial fishers who think they are the biggest player in India. But if you compare to Gujarat and to Tamil Nadu, they are having much bigger fleet.
But tell me, well, before I go to Victor Bab and then come to Mrs. Sirsekar, are you saying that these people who are coming in with big LED lights and trawlers, are they outside fishermen only, or are they Goan fishermen also?
No, they are more as Goan fisher, because you see, there have been complaints. See, I am also representing the National Fish Workers Forum.
Right.
In Maharashtra, the boat owners have complained to us that Goan fishers are using LED light water in their waters.
Right.
Kindly do something about it. Because of them, we are not getting fish. Because of them, our association is almost shutting down.
So what you are saying, it is not an insider outsider problem.
No, it is.
The problem is happening that you are actually saying that there are Goans who are actually violating and making other Goans suffer.
Absolutely. And in fact, because of their irresponsible kind of behavior, they itself will be losing.
Right.
Because if 150 kV of generator is being used, then the entire coastline of India will be using LED light, and ultimately the ones who are proposing to use this 150 kV of generator will be the biggest loser of this industry.
Victor Bab, I request you to respond first to what Olen said and then add your own points on this.
I feel whatever Olen is talking today and saying some things which has a validity and a real picture. Now, if you see the fishing activity, which was Goan's tradition, okay, agriculture and fishing was our Goan tradition.
Yes.
And now that tradition of fishing is no more.
Right.
And fish eating population of Goa is suffering.
Right.
The second point, what Tolerance is saying has a legal side. We are using boats, and boats were having only nets and fish finder. Now this new concept of using LEDs to catch fish only for them and for a business and for a business activity, that is become commercial.
Correct.
And it is not for the people to eat fish and as a substantial food of Goa. And these LEDs will kill the seeds of the fish, because today if you use any laser, anything, a mosquito gets killed.
Correct.
So it is the small fish will get killed.
Right.
And the breed of the fish will be destroyed before it grows big.
Correct.
And there will be shortage of food for everyone and shortage of the food in the sea itself. And that laser which is used is bad for for the fishing act, and for the people also will not get fish. Now, most important point which I am saying today is that Goans are the fish eaters and Goa likes fish. And it is a substantial, as I said. आमच्या गोंयकारांक नुस्तें नासणं कांय जायना, नुस्तें नासणं आमचें जेवण जायना, आनी तेका लागून आमी जे व्हडी रांपोणकास were there, they were going out first. Then we started mechanized fishing, and we have jetties who are supposed to get fish for the Goan population. And being a tourism state, they wanted fish in Goa. Now going out not only to get fish for Goa, it is for a business. It is for a commercial activity, and this whatever fish which is caught today is not for the fish for the fish for the Goans. It is going for the export, which is not beneficial to Goa and which is not coming to Goan population.
But then what needs to be done? One final question before I go to others. My point is one is court is the only way out, and all of you all are knocking on the doors of the court. What can you all do beyond the court?
Beyond the court is these boats are operating from the jetties of Goa, and they are controlled by the societies. The society has to have a heavy hand that no boat should leave the jetty with fish.
Okay.
Laser.
Pradeep Babu, you've been patiently waiting. I wanted some specific responses from you. Before you start, I just want to share with others, and you can respond to it, and others can also respond to it. 2 years ago, we contacted the fisheries minister, and the same issue has been going on. Nothing has changed. Only everybody has had different birthdays. Beyond that, nothing has actually changed. Okay. Now, on that day, the minister was asked, is there any pending action against any LED light violator? He said, no, there is no pending action violated. Then he says, we have not found any LED lights operating. These were Minister Harlankar's words. If there is any violation found on any jetty, the staff of the fisheries posted that jetty will be suspended. According to you, not a single person has been suspended after that. Okay. Then he has said that I have directed the fisheries department to take the help of any agency to get a certification of the generators that are aboard the ships. Has that happened? That certification? No.
Yes.
Okay. Now I'll come to the certification. Okay. Now, if you look at the GSL has given its report. This is in public domain now. We as Herald, we broke it. Okay. Now here it says there are about 16 boats that were inspected. Okay, in Kudbon, Malim and Vasco. Okay, 3 jetties. Now here we are. DG sets. 15 of the 16 boats have DG sets. LED light systems. LED lighting system with multiple lighting lamps was found on 14 of the 16 vessels. The only vessel without the DG set also did not have LED lamps. Now the issue is anybody, even somebody who is not in the fishing sector will know what this means. 14 boats use batteries as the same emergency power source, but only 2 have battery charges. Then all 16 boats have a VHF radio. Distress alert transmitter not present in a single boat. This is okay. Live raft smoke distress signals not present in a single boat. Fire appliances and sensors. None have fire and smoke warning systems and sensors. 10 of the 16 boats do not have fire extinguishers. 9 do not have fire pumps. I'll go further. Refrigeration system. None have a refrigeration system. None have an air conditioning system. Crew facilities. No accommodation from the crew. None of the boats have a galley with kitchen facilities. 5 boats have no toilet. 11 boats have a single toilet but no STP. None have bathrooms. This is the sum and substance and a brief summary. What do you react to it? Then I'll go to Pelebab to respond to this also.
So this thing, what I GSL report, I clearly, there's no doubt that they have genuinely done the survey of the vessel.
Yes.
To say like, out of 15 boats, 16, out of 16, 15 boats are having genset. 99% boat operating with LED, with person boat having a LED light.
These are in Goan jetties.
It's Goan jetty.
Yes.
99%, just one boat is missing out of 16 boat, one boat is missing. That one boat of
Right,
100.
right.
You can say the small fishing boat. We are
Correct.
going with which are doing coastal fishing person.
But Vipul, see, you are a trawler owner there.
Yeah.
Okay. You at least you know Shapura jetty very well.
Yeah, I know Shapura jetty.
My
I know-
issue is that you are also aware that this is happening there.
Yeah, 100%. I'm operating my boat. I was operating my boat from Malim jetty.
Correct.
So while going on a boat,
Yes.
you can see the boats. All the generators were on the boat.
So locally, can't you all stop it?
Who?
I'm asking.
Because it's
I'm asking you to acquire knowledge, not to
Yeah.
charge you. I'm not
Yeah.
charging you. I'm asking you because I am not aware. I'm asking you to acquire knowledge.
We are not the authorities to stop them.
Right.
Some authorities, the Department of Fisheries, their coastal police are there,
Huh.
coast guards are
No,
there.
we know. Pelebab has clearly said what is the condition of the coastal police. So, so let us say coastal police is not there.
So we are not operating. We can't go. We can see the generator lights, the light of the generators. LED lights stand on the hanging on the boats.
Correct.
Some boats are having with the holder also hanging out on the. Only lights are kept in the cabin or something.
You are a traditional person. Your boats don't have all this.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Okay.
I'm a trawler owner.
Okay.
Fishing trawler owner.
Okay.
So this we can see, they can stop itself on a jetty. They don't require coast guard or coastal
So what you are
police.
saying is that you are witnessing this destruction happening on a daily basis in front of your eyes.
Yeah.
There is nothing more to be said. Okay. Now my point that I am trying to make is both Olens Bab and Victor Bab made very important points. He said that ultimately the department which is meant to protect fishermen are not doing its job. Okay. The point here is that what can you do on the ground to ensure this happening? The court step has already been taken. What are the other steps that can be taken?
The authorities, they are.
Because what happens is, see, people like you cannot see the destruction happening in front of you and say and leave it to the authorities, because it's clear that the authorities are not doing their job.
See, as an individual or any boat traditional fisherman, we can't go and stop them on going on a duty, and we can't stop them doing this activity. The only thing we can inform to the Department of Fisheries or Coastal Police. So now only one number is we have only one number, and that number is also all the time you can switch off. So-
see, this is one point.
Yeah,
But
this is one
when you
point.
call the coastal police, there is no response.
Coastal police, they don't have any boat also.
There a quick reaction will go to better. You can react to this on this point, plus also on the security point.
लास्ट इयर 15th ऑगस्ट आमचो प्रायम मिनिस्टर मोदीन एज अ ट्रेडिशनल फिशरमॅन म्हूण म्हाका फ्लॅग हॉस्टिंगा दिल्ली वयलो. कित्याक तेक दाखोवपा जाय आसलें आपल्याक ट्रेडिशनल फिशरमॅनाचो ग्रावंड रूट फिशरमॅन आहाय तेंचो मोग आहा म्हूण आपो कंट्रीचो मोग कोता लायक फार्मर्स फिशरमॅन म्हूण. जेन्ना तो भाशण दिन जात्रीच हांवें आमगे पाय ते वेरींग काश्टी ती काश्टी बी दाखयली दिल्ली लोकां. लूक द दिल्ली पीपल शूड कम टू गोवा टू वॉच ट्रेडिशनल फिशरमॅन एंड हॅव अ फ्रेश फीश ऑन द बीच शॅक. हे आम कित्याक करूंक पडा दोयऱ्या एक नुस्तें आम ना तें ना एटलीस्ट आमगेले शेक बाव आहाय तेंकाय कितें जोडी गोंयच दिल्ली ट्युरिस्टूय गोंय येची म्हूण आमी आमगे ओन एडवर्टायज कोताय एज आमी गोंयकार म्हूण. हें आतां म्हाका सांगपाक कित्याक पडटा जेन्ना भायर तर भायल्यो येवन बोट्यो सारक्यो कबूल घालून पुसून वताय जाल्यार तें नुस्तें आमकां वयर पावपाक शकना. थंयसर पयलें फाटीं 10 दीस आदीं म्हाका बांगडो पडलो न्ही 6 o'clock हो बांगडो मॅक्रल आमी वयर हाडलो अरावंड 1 ton. 7:30 इतलोय बांगडो बेनावली बिचीर होपोन काबार. आज म्हाका दूख भोगता गो आपणांगे बायल भुरग्यांगेन एक हांवें व्हिडियोचे उल मारलो इफ एनीबडी कोणा नुस्त्या जाय तें बाणाल बिचीर येचें फ्रेश मुको बांगडो आहा मू विथीन 1.5 hours more than 100 buckets sailing on the beach. It's not a joke, it's a miracle. And तेजेर म्हाका कळ्ळें लायक आसोलना मागीर आमगेले चिंचिनी नावेलीम केपें होंडे इतलो लोक पयसोन बायकांचे मोटरांचे येवन बाणाले सारकी ट्रॅफिक जाम. दूख लागली लोक इकरां दुखून म्हाका फोन कोता कित्याक लोकांक फ्रेश दोयऱ्याचें नुस्त्याक जाय. इतलो नुस्त्याक डिमांड आहा नुस्त्याक लोक आशेता. सो ते भाशेचो हे आमगे झाड पात्रांव. दिस इज अ फिशींग नेट आनी ही चार बोंडां आशें हे आमी घेवन इवनिंग सनसेट जात्री आमगे जेवण घेवन दोयऱ्यां वचपा भुरगे आनी हे 10 ते 5 मिटर हे 10 ते 15 मिटरां वयताले हें झाड घेवन आनी आखे रात जेन सुसेगाद न्हिदताले. सकाळीं 2-3 ओडटाय म्हळ्यार वी गेट बीग किंगफीश बीग हे कुलेबाव बीग टुना ते भाशेन बरे मोठे नुस्त्या घेवन आमी सकाळीं वयर येताले. आज तें तूं म्हाका कोणा कडेन सांग 3, 4, 5 years जाले ते नुस्तें आमगेले दोयऱ्यान ना. दोयऱ्या आहा म्हणटाय ते भायर वचोन ओळबोट माताय आमकां तर कांय ना. आमी आनी आमगेले गोंयकारां नुस्त्याक कितकोन दितले. लायक एस्टरडे आमी आमगे खुद बोट घेवन ट्रेडिशनल फिशरमॅन आहा नॉट टोलर बोट फ्रॉम बेनावलीम टू वास्को आयलंड बॅट आयलंड म्हणटाय थिंग आमी गेले. 3 जाणां रापूण मारली ट्रेडिशनल फिशरमॅनान. दे गेट दिंडोस फॉर एकल्या 5 pint इन दिंडोस एकल्या 1 pint मॅक्रल आनी एकल्या कांय ना. हांवें म्हळें बाबा आम माश न्ही कित्याक तो दिंडोस आहा तो वास्को फ्रॉम बेनावलीम इट्स टेक्स 1.5 9.9 मोटर. हे तो दिंडोस बोल जाला हापळपाकू कास्तीक पडा. आम मान आसतना पोतोन येयले अरावंड 15 फिशरमॅन दे स्टेईंग ऑन दॅट बोट. Now you tell me Patrao, how traditional fishermen will survive? And this is the month like July, August, September is आमगेले नुस्त्याचें बोतें. ते नुस्तें आमकां रांपणीकूय ना आनी ही मिनी पसिंग बोटीकूय ना. आमी कितको जियेतले. सो म्हाका दिसपाक जाय आमचे टुरिजम मिनिस्टरान हे गोंयचे गरीब फिशरमॅन पोरजाचेर एटलिस्ट नदर मान तेका सांबाळपाक जाय. आपूण हे चोयल्यार वी आर होपलेस homeless helpless called to sir.
Because of just one I just when you say
So let me finish up Sankar. See now the high speed boat coming all the way from Malpe. They are coming. The boats are equipped with 500 horsepower diesel engine. Big nets. They are coming and trawling in our coastal water. within 12 nautical miles. So नुस्तें थोडी घेवपाचें आहा तें आनी तुका ट्रेडिशनल फिशरमॅनाक मेळपा येतना दे आर कमिंग इन ग्रुप्स लायक 25-30 बोट एट अ टायम आनी ताच्या फाटल्यान आमचे धाकटे
So where is the coastal police?
कोस्टल पुलीस आमी ते सांगपाक गरज ना तुका दे ऑल द नंबर्स त्या कोस्टल पुलीस दे गॉट ऑल द टंडल नंबर दे कॉल देम दे कोऑर्डिनेट विथ देम सो आमी सांगपाची गरज ना दे कोऑर्डिनेट विथ देम आनी एक 25 बोटी हाय स्पीड बोटी मल्टी बोट तेच्या फाटल्यान ती गयल्यो ट्रॉलिंग करून आमची ती फुल स्पीड बोट घालून एम्प्टी धांवता पळय त्यो दॅट स्पीड दे आर मेकिंग विथ द ट्रॉलिंग
Right.
सो ताच्या फाटल्यान गेलो जाल्यार तुका आनी नुस्तें कांयच ना फाटल्यान नुस्तें येता खंयसून नुस्तें भायरसून तडीक येता नुस्तें
On 5th of the, I'll come to this. Vikram, you had a point to make?
Yeah.
I had one question, but
Yeah,
make your
what
point
I am
first.
trying to tell in very simple words.
Yeah.
So our boat is to go to fishing outside the border of Goa, or trawlers I mean, and they is to catch fish. Everyone is to get sufficiently, and they is to come to the jetty, unload and go. Suddenly, these Korean boats started coming at the deep sea, and they started bull trawling. Which was taking everything, small, big, everything. And they used to unload at the Murmunga jetty. Please understand this point. They were unloading at Murmunga jetty. And they used to do fishing activity in Goa itself. And there was no coastal police, as you say. And there was no government authority to stop that. And there was this illegal activity was going. Now our trawlers started using LED lights. They go out. Not all, very few go out, they come to jetty, and no other boats can catch the fish when they go out, because this is becoming a drought to the boat owners.
Correct. Okay, you can make your point, but I'll just mention this.
I just wanted to add with respect to the report submitted by the JSL.
Right.
Now this report was on the direction of the High Court,
Right.
where it clearly said that all the genset and the LED is directly linked. Now, in terms of safety, none of the boats were carrying any safety, nor none of them are following the proper
very clear.
Merchant Shipping Act rules,
Right.
1998. If you see, there are multiple rules. So now, what the Fisheries Department do, because this report is not in the favor of this LED light operator, they get a additional report from SIPNET, that is the Central Institute of Fisheries, Nautical and Engineering Training, Kochi. They tell them to do another report. Now that report also is not saying that generator is required for safety equipments. Then what
No
they
credible
do?
institution will say that.
Yes. Then what they do? They get a report from a private entity of Goa called as Marine Tech. Now this Marine Tech apparently is related to one of the LED light operator. Now he gives a report to the report and department relies on that. So look at the audacity of the department, that how desperately it is.
Olens, when you say department relies on that, how do you know it has relied on that?
Because in the court, it has used this report saying that.
What about the GSL report? They have not submitted that.
GSL report, they have submitted. That too, when the court asked them to, after almost 8 months of delay, they tried to go to SIFNET, then they went to Marine Tech. So now imagine the director is gone to such an the Fisheries Department has gone to such an extent that by hook or by crook the generator has to be given. As of today, LED light fishing is already started. Now they are not putting outside the bulb, they are putting deep sea.
But this still continues to violate the 2016 order and 2017 order.
Absolutely. Now what has happened, because the hearing is going on in the High Court, they are putting this LED bulbs which is 25 meters deep into the sea. That is ranging from 1000 to 5000 watts of one bulb. So imagine, now they are not even afraid. They are so bindas that they know that the Fisheries Department is fully supporting them.
See, what you are essentially saying, just for the benefit of our viewers, is very serious. The point here is that we must never forget that the 2016 order of the Goa government and the 2017 order of the union government banning LED lights is still in existence. Yes. There is no stay on that particular order. While the fight is going on in the court, let us be very clear that those particular orders are still in existence. So while the fight is going on in the court, where it seems as if the Fisheries Department is fighting for the violators and not for the traditional fishermen, on a daily basis while the court is in session or court is hearing the matter, we are seeing violations taking place on the waters on those very days, and on and on and on. This is the shocking and the traumatic part of the whole situation. It is not amusing at all. That while the court is hearing cases of violations, there is no stay on the 2016 and 2017 orders on the ban, and the ban goes on with absolute impunity, as mentioned by the GSL report. And what Olens is saying is extremely serious. He says that the GSL report is very much there, but the Fisheries Department seems to be relying on a Fisheries Department friendly report and not on a ground report. This is now completely shocking. I'll move to the other area of security, which is very, very important, because the point here is that not only are we talking about LED lights coming in, but the point here is that you are also ensuring that there is really no security on the coastal belt. Now, if there is no security, the coastal police, and one would like to blame the coastal police itself, because the coastal police has been sent into battle with nothing with them. It is like fighting a war with just ordinary lathis which are breakable, and you have an army in front of you. So one will not blame the coastal police, but the shocking reality is, and I don't know what the situation is, across all the jetties of Goa, North and South Goa, there was a time when, apart from the Betul jetty, where there was one patrol boat which was functioning partially, not really fully, partially, off on, not a single jetty had a functioning patrol boat to go out onto the sea. And I will start with Pele, because ultimately there have been many occasions when Pele has had to come to the rescue of the coastal police to get rid of the invading trawlers that have come in. Pele, kindly.
Sir, 2 वर्सां आधी राहुल गांधी बिफोर असेंब्ली इलेक्शन कांसाले बिचीर फिशरमॅना म्हूण मेळो येयलो. फिशरमॅनांगे कित डिफिकल्टी आय त्यो सांगचे म्हूण हांवें मायक हातूंत घेवन राहुल गांधी सांगले आमकां रेस्क्यू बोट दी, ह्यो भायल्यो बोट येताय तांकां धरूं. राहुल गांधी म्हणूंक लागलो तुमी आमगेलो सरकार हाडय काँग्रेस, आनी आपण तुमकां कितें जाय त्यो बोट्यो घेवन दितलो म्हूण. तेगे बेडलाकान काँग्रेस येवना. मागीर हांवें आमचे CM बाबा कोळे बॉब माली आमकां गोंयचे कोस्टल बेल्ट पुलिसांक हाय स्पीड बोट घेवन दी, which is Volvo Penta 360 horsepower,
right,
आणि 15-seater boat ती,
right,
it's costing Goa आणि आमगे गोंयकार बिल्ड कोताय ते, it's less than 1 crore rupees. आणि आमगे गोंयचे 3-4 बिल्डर आहाय. गोंय CMान तर तेका ऑर्डर दिली जाल्यार इजिली 100 बोट्यो मोर देन इनफ. आमगेले फिशरमॅनाकूय हेल्प जातले आणि केन्ना टेररिझमूय येल जाल्यारय हेल्प जातले, कित्याक दे आर व्हेरी फास्ट बोट.
रायट.
सो इन्वेस्टमेंट इज नॉट मच. आमकां भरपूर हेल्प जातलो. कित्याक पात्रांव, आतां तुमचो गणेश आहा आमचो हिंदूलो, 2 सुमनां दुखूनाय तेन्ना आमी ट्रेडिशनल फिशरमॅन 5, 6, 10 years बॅक रापूण मान 1 ton, 1.5 ton माणक्यो माताले. आतां 2 सुमनां उलय येदो म्हळ्यार आम माणक्यो पळपाच्यो. आतां त्यो माणक्योय एकूय पाट पोणा, कित्याक त्यो बुल ट्रॉलिंग म्हणाय, त्यो जोमणेसोन झरोयत सगल्यो माणक्यो आनी सुंगटां बी काबार कोताय. सो आमगेलो गणेशूय सुके वयतो दिसत म्हाका, कित्याक जस्ट 5 days ago व्हिडिओ व्हायरल जाला मालपोयच्यो रेड कलर hundreds बोट वयताय. सो तूं सांग आतां आमी फिशरमॅन कितकोन येतले? इट्स अ सिंपल मॅटर. आणि म्हाका हांव CMा सांगता, पंजाबा लास्ट इयर फार्मर जावं सुसायड करून मेले. हांव आमगे गोंयकारां फिशरमॅनां सुसायड करून मरो मागना, पूण जेन्ना पयस नाय जावन तेय बी कितेंय करूंक शकतात, कित्याक रियली तेंचे बॅड टायम येयलो आहा. सो CMाक हांव उपकार मागता, मातशें आमगेले फिशरमॅनां सांबाळ. आम तुमकां सबसिडी दुखू मागनाय, आमकां पेट्रोली पयस दियाय, जाळा पयस दियाय म्हूण, आम खाली सेफ्टी दियाय. व्हेरी सिंपल. बिकॉज गोंयकार न्ही कोस्ट कोण पोट भरपी हारी, तेका गव्हर्मेंटागे फुक्या सर्वीस नाका, आनी ती तेंगे फुक्या थोडी सबसिडी मेळटी ऑल द वे फ्रॉम काणकोण, पालोलेम, आगोंदा, बेनावली म्हूण आसना 10 पाट पूण फिशरी डिपार्टमेंटान वयच्या पडटा. ती 35,000 rupees पेट्रोली सबसिडी मेळटी आनी थिंगसो हिंग वयता म्हळ्यार आमगे 2000 पेट्रोल आनी जेवपा इजी वयताय सो दॅट सबसिडी कम इनटू झिरो.
The very fact that a traditional fisherman sitting here is crying and comparing himself or comparing the community of traditional fishermen with the farmers in Maharashtra who have committed suicide is actually shame on, and it's a slap on the face of Goa. The fact that it has come to that stage where a traditional fisherman from his crying his heart out and actually saying that the time has come, times are very bad, and comparing themselves with what has happened in Maharashtra where farmers have committed suicide is really, really, really sad. And after so many years of liberation, if these are the words we have to hear, then ultimately where have we progressed? Where have we gone? And who is responsible? And this is not about party, not about politics. Every Goan should hang his head in shame to hear the words of Pele. Now, of course, Pele has said something very emotional and there are tears in his eyes. The issue, and that is a feeling that everybody, he's not unable to control his emotion, but that is a feeling that traditional fishermen are facing on a daily basis. Tell me, as a trawler owner also at the same time, what is the condition of security in the North Goa jetties?
I tell you, if you go to Shapora jetty,
Yes.
there were around 70 boats were operating. If you go in present status, only 5 or 10 boats, 12 boats are operating. That means fishing has been declined. People, they scrap their fishing vessels. Fishing vessel they scrap because of no fish. They have to scrap and they have to stop the business. If you go to Valim jetty also, same situation. The trawler owner, the fishing trawler is declined. Same VRC, they sold their VRC, they sold their VRCs, they scrapped their boat, and this VRC has been purchased by the Persian owner. And
Right.
yeah, those Persian owners, they are building big boats on the small VRC.
Right.
If you go to see, there were 180 fishing trawlers on Malim jetty. Hardly you can see 10-15 trawlers.
No, but where is the coastal police?
Look, coast.
Again, when I say coastal police, I don't blame any of the police officers. They are all dedicated people. They just don't have the equipment.
No.
Correct.
They don't have that
Okay.
equipment.
Well, let's quick word and then I'll go to Victor.
I would say surveillance.
Yeah.
Country, when people talk surveillance, Modi always says surveillance. I want to protect India. I want to protect the boundary of the India. I want to protect. Now, who is protecting the sea? Who is protecting? Now, so many boats are coming from outside India. Then there are so many boats which is operating. No one has a check over it.
Correct.
And the patrolling is not happening.
Correct.
And it is very bad for the country, which can happen. Anything can happen.
Right.
Not accident.
Not accident.
It is planned. It can be planned. Anything. And the patrolling, without patrolling, India will have a.
See, let us not forget, and one is not over dramatizing this, nor is anybody raising alarm bells.
No.
But the point here is that you have a very porous coastal belt in Goa, starting from the extreme south to the extreme north. Okay.
Yes.
Now the issue is that in this entire belt there are not. Forget about the major beaches. There are so many small inlets, rivulets, small hidden coves where one can easily enter. And once you are inside the country, on the soil of Goa, or inside the soil of Goa, you can actually and then you are lost to the world. You can now penetrate. You can get in anywhere. You can travel from Goa to anywhere else. The point here is that we are also looking at something extremely serious beyond this. So and that is something that needs to be taken note of as we are discussing this. Well, let's
see. It is a very sorry state of affair that the Home Minister or the Home Ministry is not aware that there is complete zero coastal security in the state of Goa. Now, when few days back, when we saw that this report that Malpe boats have come into the water when the reporter went, they came and get out and attacked the boat. So we got to know immediately. We called. Actually, we have a helpline number in the fisheries department.
This incident, for our viewers, just dated around.
I think 3 days back.
3 days ago when this happened. Yes, correct.
So we called the fisheries department the number. So we said this is the incident happened and probably there could be an incident that someone has drowned. Please take some action. So we called the fisheries department and the fisheries department said, yes, we will go there. How you will go? He said, we will go by the car to the Baga beach. Then how you will go to the sea? No answer. Then he said, I will email it to the coastal police to take action. In fact, yesterday we went and submitted a memorandum to the superintendent of coastal police. There, if if you ask them, only one boat is there of interceptor boat of 15 meters.
One boat for the whole state.
from the whole state. Now this boat cannot even go 2 nautical miles if the ocean is rough. What is the state of the affair? Now if you do not have even a single boat to patrol 12 up to 12 nautical mile, which is your jurisdiction, 106 kilometers and 12 nautical miles, if you don't have a single boat, then what are you talking in the safety of the state of this Goa? You are organizing international film festival. Now we have this exposition, St. Francis Xavier.
Correct.
We have the tourists from all the world entering in the state of Goa.
Correct.
And today the coastal police is nowhere. Now probably because of these reasons, we are hearing instances of gold smuggling. We are hearing instances of drugs abuse,
Right.
drug menace. It's probably because these people are using the coast to get all this. And what is the Home Ministry doing? Home Ministry doing here? So this is something very serious. Now our ex-MLA said that there are foreign vessels also entering the ocean. Now their foreign vessels have understood there is no security. So now the Chinese boat, Sri Lankan boat, Pakistani boat are all entering into our waters, and there is no security. So what is this? What are we talking about? If our
Correct.
coastline is not safe anymore, that means people of Goa is not safe anymore. Like in Sri Lanka, a small bomb blast destroyed the entire tourism of Goa. I think soon, if this happens in Goa, this will completely paralyze the tourism of the state of Goa. We have fishing is one which we are completely trying to destroy, and now we will have second is where the tourism, where people are dependent on, that also you will completely destroy. Then finally what is saying, it is not only the fishermen who is going to suicide, it is the entire coastal people who are residing and dependent on tourism or fisheries or other things are going to commit suicide, because there will be no employment, no any kind of revenue for them.
Unfortunately, this is something which is not being looked at very, very seriously. In fact, I was very surprised, and we reported it, that about 3 months ago, the Honorable Minister for Fisheries and the Director of Fisheries, they undertook a trip to, supposedly a study trip, to go to Norway, Oslo. I do not know whether the fishing community in Goa have got any information about the results of that trip. Because if it is an official trip, because it was on the website of the Indian Embassy and from the Norway side, we would like to definitely know that that particular trip, and obviously a foreign trip costs money. If it is an official trip, we hope, or not we hope, we assume that the trip would have been sanctioned out of taxpayers' expenses. We want to know that when coastal fishermen are crying, when you have boats not available, when you need money for even for reimbursing the expenses for fishermen, because fishermen, I believe, and I'll come to Pele and Srisakar Bab for this, that basic expenses of fishermen are not getting reimbursed. They are not getting money to repair their boats. They are not getting money to repair their fishing nets. When this is the situation, we would like to know what was the minister and the director. We just want to know. We are casting no aspersions. What were they doing in Norway along with certain well-known and very well-off boat operators and entrepreneurs, quote unquote? We would like to know the nature of the visit and what was going on and who paid for it. That is extremely important, because when fishermen here are suffering, we would like to know what the fisheries minister was doing in Norway. If he was doing great work for the state, getting some great collaborations, ensuring that fishing is more modernized, all that is fine, but we would like to know. We are only saying we would like to know. Now, as far as you are concerned, at the same time, one would like to ask you, is that, see, everybody understands that while we say yes, trawlers are coming from outside Goa, Sri Lankan trawlers may come in, Karnataka trawlers may come in, but if you look at it very seriously, all of you know deep within that the problem actually lies within. Our own house needs to be in order. The people who are using the LED lights are not outsiders, they are fellow Goenkars. So my point is here, so at the end of the day, socially or any other way, there needs to be addressed.
So this, if we go to discuss on this point, our security system has completely lapsed.
Yes.
It starts from the jetty. From the jetty, you don't have to go to the sea at all. Now see, LED lights, they are operating in Goan water. Slowly they reached in Maharashtra water.
Right.
Now they have reached to Gujarat, close to border.
No, I understand that. I completely understand that. But so that is the problem. I just wanted to flag that the problem lies very close to us. It does not lie very far away. Pilibha, one question I wanted to ask you, and this we are not raised. See, the issue is fishermen have been demanding 4 or 5 things, demanding something that is their right. I believe the subsidies for repair of nets is not coming or hardly comes. Please correct me. We need to know.
No.
Our people need to know. Number one. Number two, for repairing of boats, you need to repair your boats also. Is the money coming in? What is your right? What is your due to you, and what is pending and not pending? Please enlighten us.
गव्हर्मेंटाकडे सबसिडी आहा म्हूण सांगताय आनी मेट म्हूण सांगताय, बट आतां तुका सांगिल्लें ते पालोलेसून थिंगा 10 पूण पाट मारूंक पडटाय. 10 पाटींचे तर 1,500 घायल जाला, कितू जाले 15,000 जाले. सो 15,000 आनी हेंगे सबसिडी मेळ 30,000. ओदान पयशे मेळपा 6 म्हयने वयताय. सो तेका लागून लोक बाबडो येयना, कित्याक थोड्यांकड गाडी वचनाय, बासीन येवपा पडटा. सो हांव कितें म्हणटा, एक शॉटा सबसिडी पावयाय आनी आमगेले ट्रेडिशनल फिशरमॅना सपोर्ट कराय. सर, नाव इज अराउंड 3:30. म्हाका आज सकाळींचो नोता नियर एअरपोर्ट मानेकार पारेकारा टॅक्सी ड्रायव्हरान आपून हाडलो एज अ ट्रेडिशनल फिशरमॅन. यो आमचे पासत उलय म्हूण हांव थिंगसोन तुमचे बरय येयला. दूख भायर सोताय ते थिंगा फ्रॉम 10 o'clock तीन आत दुखून गव्हर्मेंटाको प्रोटेस्ट मागताय. ओला टॅक्सी नाकाय. आमी नीज गोंयकार यूथ टॅक्सी ड्रायव्हर थिंगा स्लोगन घाताय आनी गुड लुकींग हँडसम हेल्थी. हांव म्हणटा हो गव्हर्मेंटनी लोकांक हाडलो, तेम लोकांक हेल्प करपा जाय. आमगे गोंयचे टॅक्सी ड्रायव्हर आज सकाळ हुंय आम थिंगसोन आतां आमी हिंगेलाय. सो हांव आमगे सीएमाको मागोता, हे आमगेले गोंयचे लोकां जे गोंयचे जमणीचे जालो मनशां मातशें राख म्हूण. कित्या पात्रांव, आज तूं आमगेले मिनिस्टर MLA तूं जाणा ते ग्रेस्त मनीस आनी हे गरीब मनशां तेंगले मातयेन तूं जालोले यंग भुरग्यां तेमी आतां तीन वयर काडपाचो. कित्या एंड ऑफ द डे आम मेल जाला, आम पयशे घेवन वचपा नाय. सो आय वॉन्ट CM to take care of our Goans.
He again has made some very important points. Oles, what is your view on the basic rights of traditional fishermen which are being done or not, in terms of money, in terms of their rights, in terms of their repair of boats? I mean, in the sense, you as GRE would be understanding the problems. What is the current situation?
See, if you see the today's situation in terms one side of government policy, if you see how the CRZ has been diluted, in that they have omitted fish breeding area, commercial activities are allowed in that area, all oil rigging, etc., etc. Then they have nationalized our inland waterways. Now those areas are getting restricted for fishing.
That is another important point. Yes,
those areas are getting. Then now comes this kind of destructive gears, where be it Malpe boats which are entering into our water, or Maharashtra boats, or be it this LED light fishing. Now the issue is here that in terms of subsidy also, if you see, we used to get 50,000 for the traditional fishermen as petrol reimbursement, and for diesel also they used to get. Now petrol subsidy also is, if you get, is hardly 30,000. That also is not, you don't get it on time. Diesel also subsidy I think is stopped completely, if I'm not mistaken. So now what Sisekar Baba said, that fishing trawlers are completely destroyed. The ones who started this, when the mechanization came up, they are the ones who were instrumental in starting this. Now they are finished. So what is the government doing to protect the traditional fishers, be it the boat owner or be it the small fishers of the state? If you see, nothing. Now the only way forward for this is that now very recently Gujarat government has extended the monsoon ban from 61 to 76 days.
Right.
I think this is the first step which government has to be done. Now they are talking about going for Norway trips and this trip and that trip, which fisheries department has gone. I don't know what she has brought back. I think she has brought back more to destroy the Goan fisher.
We would like to know.
Because in Norway, if you go to see, every fish have restrictions.
Right.
There is a size restriction, there is a catch restriction, multiple restrictions. All over the European countries, there are multiple restrictions brought in fish. Why? Because there is no fish, therefore the restrictions have come in.
Right.
And it is high time Now the government has to bring these restrictions here too. Because if you are talking about sustaining this profession for the next 50 to 100 years, then I don't think this industry is going to, we will have to take these measures. Now there are other private jetties which have been given permission of. Now what are these private jetties? We don't know. Whether what unloads there, whether it is Goan boats who come there, whether it is Malpe boats who come there, whether Maharashtra boats come there, whether it is some other illegal thing coming, we don't know. There is no monitoring system.
Absolutely. Correct.
Then another thing now, for example, if you see in Tamil Nadu, because of the terrorist attack which took place in Bombay, they gave transponders with ISO technology.
ISO technology, yes.
For the boat owners, so that to report. So we have to provide such kind of system in place to enhance the coastal security, where the fishers could be instrumental in protecting our coastline. But nothing such kind of thing is happening. Nor the coastal police have proper boats. So I think it's high time a government has to in fact instruct the Coast Guard to immediately on priority till they bring everything in measure to man our coastline from 0 to 200 nautical mile. Otherwise it is going to be too late. And as we are saying, one is protection, one is livelihood. Both are in high danger, and I think the government has to take this on top priority before we completely perish. The alternative now is become what? Aquaculture. They are going to an alternative kind of thing. Aquaculture, mariculture is good, but aquaculture, mariculture is a short term solution. Because in Thailand, wherever they were doing aquaculture, the cost is high, feed, you have to put artificial feed, and that area eventually becomes a dead place.
Right. Okay, Oles Babu has summed it up very well. Before summing up, this is a summing up round. We only have 2-3 minutes left. Before you sum up, two quick things. Your take on these mysterious private jetties that are coming up, and what could be the reason. The other is one shocking thing that he also flagged in others: the fishing director's insistence on having these 160 kV generators. Correct me if I'm wrong. The figure is correct.
150 kV.
150 kV generator. Why do we need these generators? And then you can quickly sum up.
I will say that whatever jetties which are existing here, they should be upgraded with all the facilities, and let the boat owners given all the facilities.
Yeah, upgrade our traditional jetties.
Yes.
Don't get in private jetties, but first upgrade our own jetties.
No private jetties to no private people.
Correct.
No private jetties for no private people.
Correct.
No private people should be encouraged in the fishing side of this.
Right.
And second is that security. I will say only one point, that security of the people, trawlers who are going out, they should have a pass, because they will have problems when they are mixing with other boats.
Right.
And that security problem will be very serious for Goan population who are going for fishing outside.
Right.
And they should be provided with all the facilities.
Right.
All the facilities.
Okay. Sasakaba, your final words on what needs to be done right now.
See, if we go to see the livelihood of the fishermen, you need to completely stop with mulpe trawler, high speeds gears, high speeds engine, LED lights, big boats coming and venturing in the coastal water, like within range of.
So you are reflagging the whole security issue. You are saying that ultimately security is paramount, and we respect the traditional fishing owner. Pilibab, please sum up the entire thing with you. Two things. One is, of course, the issue of private fishing jetties. I don't think anybody wants private fishing jetties now, because our own jetties are in a very bad shape. A little bit about that. And then, of course, you have very emotionally told us about what your problems are. What now needs to be done, either through the courts or through an agitation or whatever way you want to talk about it. Because what is very important here, one must know that unlike other communities in Goa, the fishing community has never gone to the streets. It has never spoken against anybody. It has never attacked anybody. It has done nothing. They have been just peaceful sufferers.
तेका लागो हांव आमगे सीएमाको आनी फिशर मिनिस्टराको मागोता, ट्रेडिशनल फिशरमॅन आर प्युअर गोंयकार. ते नुस्त्या दुखू पोणा जाला तेंगे मरे वॉयस रेज करपा नाय, गव्हर्मेंटाक झुजपा नाय, स्ट्रायक करपा नाय. तेका लागून हे आमकां इमोशन रोळपा येता. ट्रेडिशनल फिशरमॅना गव्हर्मेंट बरे भाशेन दुखून मागल्यार तेंका सर्वीस दिना. आमकां सर्वीस जाय. आमकां आमले दोयऱ्यान तूं कोस्ट कोण नुस्तें खावपा जाय. लायक आतां तूं कांय सांगिलां नाव दीस वीक ना लॉट ऑफ माणक्यो आतां पोटाल्यो तेय पोणाय आमकां. सो आमी आनी कित कोन्न जोडपाचें.
I will just add my final conclusion.
Yes, please.
in 1995, in 1991, joint venture fishing had taken place, and that time all the fishing community across India, where NFF had taken lead at that time, to stop joint venture into foreign vessels.
Right.
Why? Because they were destroying the entire coastline. Now I'm appealing to each and everyone that if this generator is allowed, the consequences of this is destructive, because not only here you will use, it is the 230,000 boats are going to be used, will be using. The foreign boats which are entering into our ocean, they also will start using. China, Sri Lanka, Pakistan. Plus now there is another thing which the government has is approving, India EU free trade in fishing. That means all European Union countries will be entering into our waters and putting LED light. Ultimately the biggest loser of this country will be the fishers of this country, and at the end the fish eaters. So I appeal to each and everyone that this is a very serious matter. I think we all need to open our eyes, and we need to save this traditional livelihood, and which has rippling effect on nature, on ocean health, and ultimately it will benefit all of us.
We've unfortunately run out of time, but there are two very important and simple takeaways from it. One is the legal takeaway. The irony is that there is actually a ban on LED fishing, and LED fishing is going on with absolute impunity. It is happening everywhere. It is seen with our own eyes. It is seen in GSL reports. And the point here is that with the ban in place, there is absolutely no stoppage of the usage of LED lights very openly. And that is where one is extremely shocked, because at the end of the day we are a law-abiding state, and the law is being violated with impunity, with very powerful people, including sections in the government, actually seemingly protecting the violators and not the violated. The second part is a more emotional and a more traditional Goan takeaway from this. At the end of the day, the Goan fisherman is like the mother of the house. She has no complaints. She does not agitate against anybody. She quietly goes and does her work, keeps the house in order, and feeds her children. The Goan traditional fishermen in Goa have done this. They have for years and years and years, they've fed their families, they've fed their neighbors, they've fed their community, and they've fed the land on which they live. Ultimately, insulting a Goan fisherman or Goan fisherman's family is like insulting your own mother. And I think this is the biggest crime that we will commit if we do not respect traditional communities and traditional fishermen. About 2 years ago, when on one of our travels, we came across some homes and we spent some time with traditional fishermen. They all said that all they lived by the water. The water was the part of their backyard. When they felt hungry, they went out, caught fish, they ate some, they gave it to the neighbors, they sold some, and their life was absolutely happy. There was a time when people used to barter rice, they used to take fish or give fish, barter vegetables, all this. But the point here is that you, by these kind of actions, when you hurt your traditional communities like this, then one has no right to be called a state which acts as a parent or a guardian. And I think this is where we have failed. We have failed the mothers of our society by affecting traditional fishermen. Whatever happens legally, I think what is more important is to look at this, because when you see tears in Pele's eyes, and those are representative tears for the entire community, by the way, the issue is one's head, again I'll tell you, should hang with complete shame, because this is not the Goa that our ancestors ever wanted. I thank all the panelists for their very serious, important and very critical views, and I hope this discussion is a small drop in the ocean, but let it be a very powerful drop in bringing about a change that we all seek. Thank you very much.